benefit of our audience, could you please briefly introduce yourself?
Ken, hi, my name is JJ and my full name is Johann Jochen. Yes, it's German, so that's why I call it JJ. So yeah, now you know. Anyway, for
I
me,
didn't know that.
I didn't know that too.
I have a German name, so that's why I stick with JJ. It's easier to pronounce. What I do is I used to be on radio, but I'm kind of still am on radio. If you think online radio is radio, it's the future of radio. It's the future of radio, kind of new platform that I created where anyone can do radio. So that's what I'm doing. But yeah, I've been in the entertainment business for about 22 years, and it is a business. I've been from the front line as the guy laughing and talking on radio on Hits FM, and doing the gotcha calls and all that, to even behind the scenes, in the managerable. I can't even pronounce the word. Managerial host. And I've done a lot of things. The fun part about being in the entertainment line, people tend to pull you in to do different things. One of the exciting things I've done is I've done things with Bursa Saham and financial things. So yeah, even though I'm the funny guy, I like reading a lot. So it's good, and I love gaining knowledge. So yeah, that's my short intro.
So we're looking at financial wellness tips for 2021 by 21 financial influencers. And we're covering various different topics. The first one is on personal finance.
Yes.
All right. So the first one is from Linnet. He is the initiator of Smart Finance. So there it goes. That's what she shared. Financial literacy teaches you to be money savvy. Financial discipline teaches you resilience. And a good licensed financial planner navigates you towards your life goals. So master your personal finances today and live the life you want.
It's very profound because if you think it's like deep conversation there, I think it's very simple. It's knowing how to be savvy with your money and disciplined enough with guidance from the right person will help you sustain and grow. So it's brilliant.
I like the part as well about mastering your personal finances today, and it kind of brings you down the stream that you were talking about, having you move towards the life you want. Yeah. So.
Yep. I think the essence of this quote is really the last sentence actually, which is when you actually master your personal finance, and the keyword is today, and you can sooner or later live the life that you want, or even at this moment actually.
I think Correct. It starts immediately, really. Yeah.
If you master your money enough, you know how much you can spend. And if you know how much you can spend, you don't have worries about spending too much.
All right, the next one. So I'll read this one out. This is Xuan, who writes a personal finance an adulting blog, No Money La. So Xuan over here says, to start 2020 right, focus on this: emergency funds covering 6 months expenses, well insured, allocate minimum 10% or more for investments, track your income expenses, develop new income sources. And lastly, don't compare your financial progress with others.
100% true. But for me, the only thing about this, we don't have to agree 100% to everything. The only scary part about this is, number one, because there are some people who don't have that 6 months or can't even start to build that 6 months. So if you're under the category of don't have that 6 months or finding hard to build that 6 months, it's good to start that now.
Yeah. And we'll have an upcoming one that talks about emergency savings. So I'm sure we'll get some awesome financial wellness tips from there.
Correct. But I, on a whole, yeah, totally agree with the rest for sure.
My favorite part of this whole quote, I like it that how he listed all, but the best part is really about not comparing your financial progress with others, because a lot of times, like especially people who are just started, like young working adults, they're aiming a bit too high, or they're comparing themselves, like their investment with others. That's when they start making mistakes actually, and also they get too stressed out about all this.
True.
Yeah, that's what stood out for me as well, especially on social media, everyone's just posting, everyone has an opinion, everyone is like bragging, and there's so much FOMO going around, people posting all the awesome things that they're doing, and awesome gains on their investments, but you don't really see the other side, of the hardships or the losses that they're making. So it's all smoke and mirrors in a way as well, so you gotta filter through what you see on social media.
True, and the weird part about that, it goes back to the stream. Realize how big your stream is, and if you try to compare your progress to others, that's when you're more susceptible to scams, because you want to get rich quick.
Yeah. So don't go around comparing your streams. Yeah, that's not a good idea.
Hey,
wow.
familiar. This guy's
who's
familiar.
Who's this guy?
I've got to read what he says. It would have been weird if he had to read it himself. All right, but Steve on MyPF, it says, let us take what we have learned about personal finance and apply it to be resilient, to be adaptive, to avoid greed and FOMO, to be focused and present, to treasure loved ones, and let us not merely survive, but to thrive in 2012. 2012. Did he put 2012?
I think there's a typo over there.
I just realized this as well.
He's gonna go
We're
back
going back in
in
time.
Yeah, but I'm assuming you said 2021. The funny part is you said a lot of that in the previous conversations as well. And yeah, 100%. FOMO is a very dangerous thing. FOMO leads to mistakes. It's good to be mindful, but don't fear of missing out, because when you miss out, that's when you make the biggest mistakes. You're talking about in anything, investment, trying to diversify your portfolio, whatever. If you fear missing out, you go, oh, that person say it's a good deal, and I don't want to lose out. So you just buy into it without really doing your proper due diligence. That's when problems arise.
It's gonna be weird for Steve to comment on his
yeah.
But I would say my favorite part of this is actually to be focused and be present.
Yeah.
Because for a lot of times people set a set of goals already that they want to achieve, but along the way they see something else that they sway away from it and then start doing other things, and then a plan is not a plan anymore. That's when the danger comes, because you set a plan for a reason, and you had a goal to start with. So if you start swaying away and being not focused, and that's
then you're like a cat that gets distracted.
Yeah. I'm actually, this quote is actually directed to me. Actually, I always problem focusing. So yeah, that is for me.
I think this fella, pretty good quotes that this guy is saying here. Yeah. I think it's really in this pandemic era that we're in. We see various extremes. There are people who losing jobs, facing pay cuts 70-80%. On the other hand, there are people who are flush with cash, because they don't know where to spend the money, and they have a lot of excess funds really. So it's really about not so much about the money itself, but what are the values behind it? What are we using to help our loved ones, those around us as well, that those that we can help out, even a little bit. I think it makes a world of a difference. So let's really just not just survive this year, but let us really thrive in all that we do.
And in 2012 as well.
Yes, all the way. You ain't gonna let it go, right?
No.
JJ being JJ. Okay. All right. Up next is Matthew from FPAM. He's the president of FPAM. So he has a good list of things, tips for 2021, not 2012. So number 1, prepare for the worst and hope for the best. And number 2, stick to your budget. Number 3, set up emergency fund, and next with investment opportunity fund. And number 4, talk to befrienders or AKPK for financial help. And lastly, be disciplined with your finances.
Yes. Number 5 is the most important one for everything. If you are not disciplined, you can never do 1, 2, 3, 4. Not at all. I mean, not 1, 2, 3, 4. You can't do 1, 2, 3.
Yes.
Without your
It's
number
true.
5, 1 to 3 is out of the window. And AKPK and befrienders, that is for people going through hard times. Remember, you're not alone. I've been through it, and they are out there to help you. So speak to people who know, and they can guide you through your dark times. Let them be your light lah in your dark hours.
That's so true as well. Yeah, I was a little bit surprised, initially when I saw it mentioned on befrienders AKPK, but it really makes sense actually. How to put it? Basically, for example, if you're already in a rut, even if you go and read personal finance blogs or watch videos, it's not really going to help. Sometimes you really just need someone to kind of walk with you to help you through that, whether that's befrienders, AKPK. I think right at the end, because JJ is here and we just want to celebrate him being here with our first ever live reaction video. We're actually going to we're going to actually give out free initial consultation with licensed financial planners. So go ahead, stay till the end of the video, and go ahead and grab that opportunity.
Yep. I mean, very true about being disciplined with finances. But I think, for people with who is having trouble, really not be afraid to seek help. Especially when you are already having financial problems, chances are they will be so confused and then so troubled by emotions, and that's when the time they are most targeted by scammers or people who are just trying to take advantage of them. We see cases like this, and times like this, it's only when they really open up and start listening to like people who are really giving them advice instead of telling them things. That's when they can start making changes, I think.
I just want to add one more thing. For those of you going through financial problems, okay, remember this. It won't just disappear. Okay, you've got to speak to someone who knows how to guide you through it. It won't disappear. Avoiding calls doesn't mean it'll disappear. Okay, it'll make it worse. All right. So that's it.
Yeah. And it's totally okay to not be okay. And just to tell a little bit of story as well. Like, for example, if a kid you're in Disneyland or something, this was, let's say, before MCO times, and you got lost, So the way to seek help or to stay safe is that to go and find someone to give you help, because that's so much safer rather than someone coming and approaching you, and then the chances are that the person might have ill intent or want to take advantage of the situation. Yes, it's better for you to reach out, really.
Yep.
Here we have Raymond. He writes the popular personal finance blog as well, the Black Belt Millionaire, and you can see him over here in his G. Yeah, I actually checked with him, make sure that there's no chest hair showing, so it's safe to put this up. So Raymond says it is important to analyze your 2020 or last year's income and expenses to help you with better financial planning for 2021. Start now to understand the trend of your cash flow and financials. Use an Excel sheet or free expense tracker app. Happy tracking.
Agreed. And this especially to the young people. Don't think I will only start thinking about this at a certain age. As soon as you're getting an income, start thinking about this already. It's very important to because if you start thinking about stuff like this when you start your career, it becomes a habit and it becomes normal further on, and it will become easier to help yourself.
Really starting yourself out, right?
Correct. Because if you start too late, sometimes you're like, I'm too old, I'm so used to the old habits, then finish. So start young. Do this now. Don't wait.
Yeah, you can't teach an old cat new tricks.
Correct. I know.
And not directed at you, man.
I know, but terasa sikit. Tak apa.
Being a financial planner, sometimes you talk to a lot of clients, and there are times when we ask people like, do you know where your money goes to every month? Chances are we come across like some people who are not able to answer this, or they just assume, I think all my expenses are unavoidable. They are, monthly commitments, but it's only when you actually list down everything and track every expenses. You don't have to do this in very detail or for a super long time, but once you actually start tracking, you realize you find out something interesting. Like, oh, I didn't realize I actually spent that much, and like, a big ratio of this of my expenses goes to this, to their surprise actually. So don't assume, like really start tracking for a period of time, and you will see, find out something interesting.
Free consultation with licensed financial planner. It's a free 30 days with MyPF Premier subscription. It's valued at 250 ringgit. So use that promo code if you can. That's the link below. Use that promo code and get it, scan, understand do what they can do. They'll give you a rough idea of what's going on with your life, and when it comes to finances, then you decide whether you want to take it further with them.
Yeah, no scam. And you mentioned it's free?
Yes,
free?
It is free. It is free. It's value add. I didn't say you have to pay to it. It's value add. It's free. So do it. Know your thing. Like it goes back to what I say. Don't assume. Know, then decide whether you want to go further, which direction you want to take, who else you want to talk to, and stuff like that.